How are you, man? Good? It's been like, what, 50 minutes since I last saw you?
We took a cab together here.
Yeah, it feels like forever, bro.
You ready?
Yeah. Cheers, man.
Cheers. Let's do this. Hi, my name is Shaziran Shahabdeen. I'm an associate at RSP Architects, Planners and Engineers. So as a project architect, what I basically do is run a construction project. From the beginning, we have the feasibility, to check whether the project is feasible or not. Then after that, we normally settle down on one design and then we run with it. So during the construction, we make sure the schedule is in progress, that the project complies to all these relevant authorities. Along the way, there are going to be a lot of things happening. So we have to firefight and resolve and provide solutions to that.
I'm Kaifan from Squire Mech, a RSP subsidiary company. Our role is to implement M&E services, which is mechanical and electrical services, into the spaces which have been designed by the architect to make the spaces convenient to live in. Similar to our architect's role, from the beginning of the project until the end, we do the design, we do the authority submission, the costing portion, and also to run the projects.
Tell us about an unforgettable project you both worked on together and what made it memorable.
Yeah, so we have worked on many projects together. Our projects that we work together are A&A, Additions and Alterations. What challenges we face for A&A is very unique compared to as-built. You inherit the drawings, as-built drawings from the consultant previously working on that project, and then you realize the drawings don't align to what you see on site. Like for example, one project we had was we're already hacking. We wanted to combine two units into one big, huge retail unit. So it was quite high stake. When we opened the ceiling, we realized that there was a fire-rated shutter. So we can't remove it, or we were trying to find ways to relocate it in some way.
Ultimately, that has been what was already committed by the previous consultant to the authorities. Hence is why we can't relocate the fire shutter or remove it.
So after that, we were trying to find solutions, work our way around it. I remember at the end of the day, the conclusion was we reverted back to the original design. So we had to realign the layout of the unit, and we have to let the fire-rated shutter stay.
How does the engineer's input influence your architectural design process?
Yeah, I believe in this metaphor that a building or a development is like the human body. The skeleton is like the beams, the structure, and then the architecture is usually like the aesthetics, what you see on the skin, the beauty. And for M&E, we have the nerves, the things that are inside the body. So all like the body system. For example, sewage. Sewage is similar to your digestive tract. So in a way, both engineers and architects need to work together, for the body to operate and work well. The architect's role is mainly to hide things, depending on the design intent. So mainly we want to hide things as much as possible. Like all the M&E services, you don't want to see a duct running through a really nice, grand, double volume space. This is not my design intent.
I think it's beautiful to have a duct running through a space.
See, this is why
it looks very industrial-like.
It does. That's why I say if that's the design intent, you want to have exposed. But still, some people still paint it black. It's an eyesore, the color, all that.
It's art to me.
It's like having your nerves and your veins all sticking out. You need a skin to cover everything up. And you need the skeleton to be supporting everything up.
Can you provide an example of a design challenge presented by the architect that required a unique engineering solution?
I think in the context of Singapore, space is always a constraint, especially for existing buildings. I have this one project whereby the architect wants to introduce new firefighting lobbies and also smoke stop lobbies to the existing building for code compliance. So inherently, we would need to introduce mechanical ventilation into this firefighting lobby and smoke stop lobby. We would need to have a shaft which conveys air from the external and supply air into the spaces. So the shaft size already very small. So I discussed with the architect. I told him, hey, actually, why don't we split these firefighting lobbies into zones? For example, level 1 to level 20, and from level 20 to level 40, right? So by doing so, although we would need more sets of fans, but ultimately we can reduce the shaft size and also at the same time comply to the authority requirement and all the clearances.
What are the key factors you consider when translating the architect's designs into practical engineering solutions?
Okay, I think architects always have this vision to bring liveliness and prettiness to a space.
Aesthetics.
Right, I'm trying to find that word.
Because engineers don't have
Okay. Yeah, so they always want to bring liveliness and also aesthetics into a space. They do so by introducing materials, colors, to make this space comfortable. For us, when we design a space, we usually look into these three aspects: the height, the space, and also the perspective of the occupants looking into the aesthetics of the space. So we often consult the architects on where we can or where we cannot run our ductings, our electrical trunkings, the conduits, our water pipes. We try
make coordination happen.
We try to make the space as less industrial as possible, although I like it. But my dear architect here does not agree.
It's so 2000s.
What advice would you give to other architects and engineers embarking on collaborative projects?
Always talk to each other, always listen to each other. I believe collaboration, communication, cooperation, coordination, and to a certain aspect, compromise are important between an architect and an engineer. Because, at the end of the day, like I mentioned earlier on, the metaphor of building or development being a human body, everybody needs to work together in order for the body to function well.
Yeah, I agree with Shazi. There's a lot of parties involved in one project, from clients down to consultants. Even consultants, there's a lot of disciplines, and also contractors. So there's a lot of information flowing through the project. So I think communication is key.
This is the rapid fire round. I have gained from working with one another.
I tend to
Be too practical.
be too practical times.
Oh, joy. Because obviously, he's such a joy to work with.
The key to overcoming challenges is
understand. Oh.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, I think sometimes we gotta put us in each other's shoe to understand. For example, I need to put myself in the architect's position to actually know what issues he is facing, why he asks or instruct me to actually do certain things in a certain way.
I pick resilience because, sometimes things may not go your way. For example, you have an issue and you need to submit waivers to authorities and then they come back, rejected. But you keep doing again and again. But obviously with better solutions. So resilience is key to overcome challenges, not just in this industry, but in life in general.
the success of a project depends on our ability to
socialize. Okay, working cohesively and amicably. So I think similar to what you've written, it's important to like the people that you're working with. You're looking forward to going to the site, to meet the clients, contractors, or you're looking forward to going to the office to meet your colleagues. I think that's important.
I agree with Shazi. I think working in this industry, you not only require the IQ, there's also an EQ aspect to it. So you gotta communicate with people, which I mentioned earlier also. So communication is a key factor in this industry. Yeah, I think socializing with other people is contributing to the communication aspect of it.
the future of built environment is
Easier.
I think the built environment is getting easier is because back in the days we used to draw manually on paper. BIM is getting more popular. We can actually visualize 3D of what the building is going to be like even before the building is being constructed. I think ultimately AI will come into the built environment and help us with maybe fundamental designs, and we can further develop from there.
Building on what Kaifan has just mentioned, things because of the advancements in technology has been making a lot of things easier. Like for example, AI, you can build curving organic buildings just like that. You know, have a click at a button, and then you can, if you don't like the design, you can click next. So it makes our job easier, but also at the same time, it is just promising to eventually in the future you have beautiful architecture, you know, cities that are, you know, out of this world. Yeah.
Thank you for your time today, guys, and thanks for watching this episode of BE Conversations. Stay tuned for our next episode.